Hey, what's going on, guys? Thought of Truth here with some more Battlefield 3 Aftermath DLC gameplay for you all. And today I'm going to be going over some tips to help improve yourself as an Assault class player in order to play this role a little bit more effectively and better in Aftermath to hopefully help your team win. Now, guys, like I always say, these are by no means the just ultimate master tips that are going to give you guaranteed success and are just going to be the best that you'll ever hear. These are just a few tips I've implemented into my gameplay and game style in order to help myself be a better Assault class player and ultimately help my team win. So let's go ahead and get started here. And the first thing I want to talk about is the underslung grenade launcher. And actually, I don't use it a lot during this video, just for a couple of clips here, but it's a great tool for the Assault class player. And the first reason why actually you have to use this is if you want to unlock the explosive bolt for your crossbow, you have to get, I think, 5 kills with this as part of the assignment. It's one of the requirements. There are other parts too. I'm not going to go into that now, but it is part of the assignment for unlocking that bolt type. And also, it is great for clearing out the many buildings that are here at Aftermath, especially near flag cap zones. It's great for just desecrating those buildings, blowing them to shreds, and finding enemies that are hiding back in there. Also, it gives the Assault class player a means of defense against these new modified Jeeps, Vodniks, and even tanks. If you're someone that likes to have that ability to hit vehicles if you're an Assault class player, this works great as usual. It's a great substitute until you unlock that explosive bolt type for your crossbow. So give it a shot if you haven't tried it out already, or if you're on PC and Xbox, perhaps considering trying that out. Maybe the first couple days you get access to Aftermath. So next thing I want to talk about is the weapon of choice here in Aftermath. I'm running with the L85A2 right now. And there's actually another assault rifle I found to really be the absolute best in this DLC, at least personally I think so. Maybe even for the entire game. I'll make a video about that separately a little bit later on. But the engagements in Aftermath and what weapon you should choose really depend on your playstyle. Now, there's some maps here like Markov's Monolith that are more open than maps such as Epicenter, which is more of a close quarters type map, but your engagements really do depend on your playstyle. It's not like Armored Kill and Close Quarters where the engagements were one type and it's just either long or close quarters. This one really depends on your playstyle. And getting off topic right here just for a second, if you see yourself getting randomly suppressed like that, turn around, look to your sides, left, right. Someone is probably shooting a crossbow at you. And actually, if you're watching on screen very carefully, you could see the little red arrow flying past me. So if you do get suppressed like that, as much as I gripe and don't understand about suppression, its usage, one of the one of the almost only benefits it has is showing you that when someone's shooting a crossbow at you and they missed, it will blur your screen and show that you are being suppressed. And so the sensitive crossbow, you can't hear it when it goes by you. There's no sound at all. If you just do get randomly suppressed like that, turn around. Someone is probably shooting a crossbow at you. So just keep that in mind. You're just running along, all of a sudden screen blurs that. Turn around, look to your left and right. Someone is probably shooting a crossbow at you. But getting back to my point about the weapons here in Aftermath, like I said, it just depends on your playstyle. If you're someone that does like to run and gun, these maps will cater to you. There are little alleyways, streets that you can go run around buildings and get in close quarters engagements. And if you're someone that likes to hang back, move slower, then these maps will also play to your advantage. And so just use the weapon that fits your playstyle. If you're an aggressive player, something like the M16, AEK, F2000 works great for that. If you're a slower player, L85A2, AK74M, SCAR-L, those weapons still work great on these maps. Now, you're probably going to find yourself engagements that don't favor your weapons type as far as its range goes, but that's really kind of expected with all maps. Not every engagement is going to be ideal or perfect, but for the most part, guys, just choose the weapon that you like as far as your play style goes. As you can see right here, some of these engagements I'm getting into are more longer range, and then there's some that are pretty darn close quarters. So these maps are kind of designed for all ranges and all play styles. So just choose the one that suits you best in terms of your play style and roll with it, because you're probably going to do very well. So the next thing I want to talk about is actually kind of two things that go together, and that is don't be afraid to use the little alleyways. First thing is that if you notice all your squad mates are dead like they were here, don't run out there in the open and try to suicide res them. You don't know how many enemies are out there or what they died from. So don't be afraid to just kind of hide in a little alleyway or building and wait for them to spawn on you. That way you can tackle whatever problem you have as a squad and give you guys a better chance for survival. And also, use the alleyways to escape from vehicles. There are so many of them here in Aftermath, such as on this map, Markov's Monolith. There are lots of little alleyway streets you can run into if you're being basically attacked by a vehicle and you can't do anything against it. Just look to your left and right. They're probably going to be a street that you can run into and then turn left or right and run down another one. and that way you can get away from a vehicle. There's lots of them here on Aftermath, and they're very, very useful as an assault class player in order to help yourself get away from vehicles. Finally, guys, your role as an assault class player is kind of a split one here in Aftermath because there are a decent number of vehicles. However, there is not a lot of vehicles. So one of your main roles will be to keep your engineer and support players alive so they can take out enemy vehicles. However, there's a huge emphasis on infantry play because there's not a just overwhelming number of vehicles here. So make sure there's always 1 or 2 guys in your squad running assault class because you will have quite a number of other enemy infantry to take out. It's not just going to be vehicles here, so I'd encourage you guys to make sure, again, 1 or 2 of your guys in your squad are running assault. Hopefully you guys found these tips helpful. Leave any more that you have below, and I will see you guys next time.